Okay, that's a good point. Let's just fix that. Okay, so my video is going to the wrong camera. That's what's wrong. That's all. Okay, so now we're live on Facebook. I'm just going to get that screen to a decent size. That's not the right size. Okay. All right, so you should be able to see me now live. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen, and this is going to cause problems too, because it loves to flip around what I'm doing. Let's fix that right now. On the bottom. Okay, all of these little housekeeping tasks you can't actually start until you go live, which is a real pain in the bum for me, because it means that you have to sort of sit through the housekeeping, unfortunately. But we're getting there. I think that will work. I'm just gonna bring that to the fore. Okay, here we go. So I can see that. Let me just see where my Zoom window has disappeared to. Yeah, that's not helpful. Oh, here we go. Okay. So just missing my two participants. Okay, so Camilla and Chip, you're first in. Just say hi and let me know where you're joining us from. I can see there's a bunch of people, Jennifer, Dave, Joe have joined as well. So just say hi, let me know where you're joining us from. I'm going to start in a moment, but I want to just make sure we've had a bunch of people sign up today. I just want to give everybody the chance to sign up. I can see Melissa is here on Facebook, which is excellent. So we're live on Facebook, we're live on Zoom. I prefer the Zoom experience personally, but you're welcome to join on whichever platform. Hey, Jennifer, Toronto. Camilla is in California, and I can see that Chip is in Southern New Mexico. Great. Okay, now it looks like everything is working. Now, I know we've got a mixed group of people here today. There's some people who are currently working with us, some people who've worked with us in the past, and some people who've never worked with us at all. Hey, Joe, Tampa, Florida. Thank you. So what I'm going to do, Jennifer, is in Toronto, Canada. Canada is next on my list. The list is long, but it's definitely there. Hey, Steve. Okay, so Pennsylvania, Dave, thank you. Parked in your car. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, Dave, and my goal is to do this, is to stick to my 30-minute schedule, okay? So certainly if you can listen to me, that will help. If you can follow along on the slides, that will help too. But the most important thing, Dave, and for everybody, is that this session will be available for replay in Facebook. Okay, let me share that link right now so you have access to it. This is the Facebook group that this will be shared in a replay. Okay, so the replay is available here. All right. Okay, so if you want to watch the replay, if you don't catch the whole thing now, you can certainly catch the replay. Hey, Mike in Utah, snowstorm. Well, I can tell you here in Australia, today is the second cooler day we've had in the last few weeks. I'm just trying to work it out in Fahrenheit, but we've had the high 30s Celsius here, and that is hot, and it's supposed to be autumn. What's that? It's about 100, 105, between sort of 95 and 105 Fahrenheit in our spring. Hey, Daniel, North Carolina. Excellent. Okay, so let me just paste that here in Facebook, although if you're already in the Facebook group, you're going to see the replay. Okay, so let me jump in. Now, those of you who don't know me, I'm an art storefronts artist myself. I run two businesses on art storefronts of my own. I'm a landscape photographer. my landscape photography, I sell most of my work not online, however, and I'm going to talk about that further on, but I do sell my work. And hey, Kathleen, that's strange. Let me just find the link for you right now. The session is definitely live. Here is the link. Let me just do that. So Kathleen, here is the link. Oh no, that's the Facebook link. That's the streaming link. Okay, you've got that. Anyhow, you're here. Let's keep going. It'll certainly be available after the fact. I don't want to go over the 30 minutes mark. So I run my own business. Most of my work, however, is sold offline, and I will talk about how that is, because that's one of the important things I think is important to talk about today. But I do run my friend's business, Natalie. You can see Natalie's work up the top. This one here, the big one isn't. That's one of my favorite birds. But the top one up there, the koala, that's Natalie's work. And you can't quite see it. Let me point. Okay, so the koala up the back, that's Natalie's work. Okay, so Natalie is an Australian artist. She paints wildlife. I run her business online. We're well into the 6 figures with that business, selling exclusively prints, calendars, and cards on night storefronts. No originals are sold through our website. It's purely prints, calendars, and cards. So we're selling exactly what the art storefronts model is. Okay, I'm going to talk about that and talk about how we got there, but also some of the challenges that we all face when we're running our business. So these are the things I want to try and cover in the next 30 minutes. I'm going to finish it no matter what, but I'm hoping we go no more than 30 minutes. Okay, so the first and most important thing that we all need to understand, and I know this isn't the picture that gets sold to you by the salespeople that sign you up for art storefronts, but this is a long-term project, right? This is not something that happens overnight. This is not something that's going to start working for you next week, next month, 3 months, 4 months time. To build an online art business takes a minimum of 2 to 3 years, right? There is no getting around that number, right? 2 to 3 years minimum for everyone. Okay. The other thing that comes with that 2 to 3 years is you need to be able to bankroll that. There are investments you have to make in your business to grow your business, to get your business going forward. And that's just the fact of life. And that happens with any business, right? Sorry, Siri's interfering. So if you have the time to invest 2 to 3 years and the cash to invest 2 to 3 years in growing your online business, then this is certainly going to work. The problem is what most people are expecting is that they expect this to happen overnight, and they expect that once they bought their website, they don't need to be spending much more money. It's just not true. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, Camilla, because there are definitely things that you need to monitor to know that you're moving forward in the right direction. So thanks for the question. That's a great question. So time and patience and persistence are absolutely critical. And for me, they're probably the most important aspects of you as a business manager running your own business online. And I'm going to talk about why most art businesses fail, because I think it's a really important point. It's something we need to touch on. That's what I'm going to try and cover in as part of today. Okay, and I think I missed a slide. Here we are. So these are the things I want to talk about. Becoming an online business, art business success story, learning the secrets to 6-figure success, unlocking the unique path, your unique path to generating leads, and get exclusive insights on growing your art business this week, all right? Now, I think that they're all important points, but remember, this is the starting point. This is a long-term project. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. If you have been sold the fact that you can start selling art in 3 months and start making money, or 6 months and start making money, you've been lied to. It's that simple, right? And I don't want to go any deeper than that, but it just doesn't work. You need to take time. And the reason it takes time is simple. When you sell online, it's not nearly as personal as you standing in front of someone and having a conversation. When you're standing in front of someone having a conversation, you've got eye contact, you've got facial expressions, you've got hand movements, you've got body language. All of those things play a part. When you're writing an email, writing a Facebook post, you can't incorporate most of those things. Yes, you can if you do videos. If you're happy to stand in front of a video like I am right now and talk to your audience, that's going to help you get there quicker. But the reality is most artists don't want to do that. They do not want to stand in front of the camera. So you've got to invest time in getting to this point. Okay, so why do most art business fail? I reckon it comes down to this one word, grit, right? Now, these are some of the things that come under grit. But to me, and I know exactly where many of you have been because I was there myself. Those first 3 years, and in fact, for me, it was the first 4 years were the toughest time of my life, right? I worked hard. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I was doing everything I possibly could to make my success possible. I was spending a lot of money. And by the time those first few years were done, I'd invested 6 figures in growing my business, right? So over 4 years, I'd invested 6 figures of my own money. It came out of my mortgage because I knew I would succeed eventually, and I didn't want to give up. I got to the point where I had invested so much money, there was no way in hell I was giving up. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to spend 6 figures to get to where I am, right? But you need to be prepared to invest money, because if you don't, then you won't succeed. But it's also, you've got to have the grit, you've got to have the resilience, you've got to have that never, ever give up attitude. And you're going to have bad days. We all do. We have bad days, we have bad weeks, or even bad months. But you need to be able to go, I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what. And that is the key. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, because they go, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And they drive themselves into this negative thinking. And that's where you manage to set yourself up for failure, and you will fail. But if you have that determination, you will get there. But this is the reason most people fail. It's not because of their art. It's not because their marketing even is bad. It's because they're not consistent. They're not doing it every day. They're not doing it every week. And they're not prepared to do it for months and months, in fact, years on end to get there, okay? This is the key. So we've talked about this. So what did I do to grow a 6-figure online art business? Number one, right? We focused on growing our email list. And in fact, this is where I've invested most of the cash in growing this art business, okay? When I had spare cash to put in, that cash went into growing the email list. And in fact, for the first year, the first 18 months, we didn't pull any profit out of the company. Every single dollar that we earned, we put back into marketing. We put that back into growing our email list. Because my goal isn't for a 6-figure business. My next goal is $250,000 a year. The goal after that is $500,000 a year. And the big goal after that is to have a 7-figure art business. Now, we're in Australia. The Australian market is less than 10% of the US market. Yes, Natalie has a really cool niche, but at the end of the day, we're operating in a market that's about 8.5%, 9% of the US market. And I honestly do believe that within 3 to 4 years, we'll be selling $1 million a year in online art sales. Last year alone, we did $40,000 in calendar sales, right? They're a huge part of what we do. So if we can do that, then you guys can do that, but you need to work on growing your business and growing things that actually can affect your business. And this is one of the things, and this is one of the reasons I say, focus on your email list, right? You own your email list. It's your asset. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, and for some reason Facebook or Instagram decide no, then you lose it. Now, I have something really interesting. I'm experienced in running Facebook ads, Facebook pages, Instagram pages, all of that, right? Something I do, and it's something I'm making part of my living from today. I'm doing a little test right now for me because I like to try new things. So I'm trying to grow an online t-shirt business from scratch, using using Etsy and using Printful, which means that it's completely automatically fulfilled. I don't have to touch anything, right? Just have to create the designs and market it. So I created a new Instagram account. How long do you think that Instagram account lasted before it got banned? It was 30 seconds, right? Relying on social media to grow your business is setting yourself up for failure. It was literally 30 seconds before that account got banned. It was instant, all right? So that name that I used to create that that Insta account, that email address that I used to create that Insta account, they're now burned. If I want to create an Instagram account for that business in the future, I'm going to have to create a new name and a new email address to make it work, all right? So relying on social media, relying on their finicky rules to grow your business is setting yourself up for failure. Right, number 2, this is really, really important. 95% of the communication we send out to our audiences, so on social media and our email, 95% of those communications are storytelling. They're relationship building. We're building trust. We're connecting with fans and customers. We're not trying to sell stuff. Now, this is one of the biggest and hardest lessons I've ever learned when I was growing my art business, right? The best way to start selling stuff or to sell more stuff is to stop trying to sell it, right? Don't be that late night shopping channel guy that you buy this, you get this, you buy this, you get this, you get 50% off, get 100% off, right? Stop selling, start telling stories. Tell the stories behind your work, right? I'm a photographer. I know how hard it is sometimes to tell the story behind a photo, right? But there's always a story. Find the story in the photograph and share it. As an artist, it's a lot easier. You can talk about your inspiration. You can show part of your actual process of creating. You know, it's one of the things we're really successful with Natalie. Natalie just does these little videos. She records them on her phone. She emails them to me or messages them to me on Facebook. We put them up on YouTube. We put them up on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. Showing the behind the scenes process. Really good way to help people understand what you do, okay? Critical to growing your business and critical to our success in building our 6-figure business. I don't want a 6-figure business, I want a 7-figure business. So we're doing more and more and more of this. Now, customer service, absolutely critical. Now, for you guys that aren't selling a lot, that comes in a couple of different ways. Now, I saw someone talking about this the other day in Small Wins, and it drives me crazy that people forget, right? Your website is just a tool. If someone contacts you and says, I'm trying to do this and it's not working, you've got their email address. If you've got their phone number, and you can check straight away in the back end of Art Storefronts, right? Don't make it more complicated by telling them what to do. Pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, this is John. I saw you're having problems on my website. Can I help you? Let me do it for you. Process the order manually, right? Do whatever it takes to get that order, right? Sometimes it's literally someone can't see the PayPal button or someone can't see this. But instead of trying to make it harder for them, send it to the website. What I do is I either pick up the phone and call them, or I say in the email, no problem, I can see that this is what you've got in your shopping cart, because it shows you generally in Art Storefront, you can see the abandoned shopping cart with that person's email address to them. This is what I can see in your shopping cart. Is this correct? Is this your correct address? If so, what I'll do is I'll process the order manually for you, and I'll just send you an email with the order confirmation and an invoice, all right? Make it as easy as possible for people to place an order. Don't let the tools get in the way. Now, the other side of it is sometimes things go wrong. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work. They get sent the wrong thing or it gets damaged in transit, right? My goal when that happens is not to make the customer get what they wanted, is to exceed their expectations. So I will always throw something in there as a gift, right? Even if it means I'm out of pocket in the short term, because I want them to go, oh my God, that was amazing. We had a problem. They've not just fixed it, but they've just made it, better than I could have imagined. Thank you. And they're going to tell their friends. The last thing you want is to finally get a customer and then just to annoy them and then go, I'm never dealing with these guys ever again because they're idiots, right? Over deliver when there's a problem. Okay, social media. I don't care what platforms you want to use, right? I'm going to tell you straight up that if you're going to use only one platform, make it Facebook. Facebook is where there are more customers for 99% of artists, maybe 99.9%. You can still do Instagram, you can still do TikTok, you can do whatever other platforms, you can do Reddit, whatever it is, after you've done Facebook. All right, there are two things you have to do every single week. One is post daily on Facebook. That doesn't mean you go into Facebook every day and make a post. What it means is once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, you sit down and write a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of posts or a month's worth of posts, set them up and schedule them. All right, then they're done. I can do a week's worth of posts in about 30 minutes. If I sit down and do a week's worth of posts in one go, right? It's a lot quicker and a lot better use of your time. Number two, this is the other must-do task. And in fact, it's more important than anything else you do when it comes to marketing your business. You must send an email to your audience every single week. Now, if your email list is under 1,000 people, then every second week is fine. But as soon as you've got 1,000 people on your email list, you must send an email every single week. Right? This is where you're going to earn your money online. So you need to focus on these people. Nothing you do in a marketing sense is more important than that email. There is absolutely no excuse for you not getting that email done. Right? If you're going away for a month, schedule them in advance. Okay? Do it the week before. I do this all the time. If I know I'm not going to have the brain space for it because I've got other things or I'm traveling or whatever, I schedule them in advance. All right. And if you can't schedule in advance, you can save them as drafts. You can set a reminder in your phone, a calendar item, to press send on that email. Okay. It's possible to do these things. So moving on to the second post. So I've already said this, your daily Facebook post. You can do any other platform you like, but you can't do those other platforms until you've done your daily Facebook post and your weekly email. Your weekly email is just so important. It's nothing else is more important. Okay. Now I'm going to say this out loud again because I've said it a couple of times and I think it's critical. It's not that your art sucks. It's not that your marketing sucks. 99% of the time when people fail is because they haven't got the patience, haven't got the persistence or the grit to last the hard times. All right. We all have hard times. We all have hard days, hard weeks, hard months even. Right. But you need to pick yourself up from those and keep pushing forward. You will succeed if you don't give up. If you give up, you're guaranteed to fail. It's that simple. Right? Grit is so important. And it's important in any business, but I think in an art business, the challenge is we're not just selling a product. We're selling a little bit of ourselves. So it makes it personal when we fail. Right? To me, making a mistake or having a failure is a learning exercise. Learn from it, move on. Right? It's done. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is change the way you react to it tomorrow. Right, and the next day and the next week. Okay. So why is your email list more important than social media? I've talked about this a little bit, but number one, you own it. Okay. If you decide you don't like MailChimp, you don't like Art Storefronts, you want to move to this or you want to move to that, that's cool. You download all your data, you take it with you. You own it. If Facebook bans you tomorrow and you've just spent $10,000 growing 10,000 followers on Facebook, you know what happens to those 10,000 followers? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't leverage them in any way. You can't access them in any way. They're gone. All right. If you decide tomorrow that you're going to leave Art Storefronts or you're going to leave MailChimp, you get the data, you take it with you to the next place. Completely different. Most of your actual income from art sales online will come from people on your email list. Okay. And we had an interesting experience last week or 2 weeks ago with Natalie. We had a lady come and buy 2 originals. Now, we don't sell the originals on the website. She ordered through the gallery that Natalie sells the originals through, but she came from our email list, right? So she spent $15,000 on originals. I get nothing out of that, but Natalie does, so it's okay. But we don't sell the originals through the website, but her engagement and her focus and her passion for Natalie's art came from the website and our email list, okay? Your email list you can engage with in any way you want and how you feel comfortable. You're not restricted by the arbitrary rules of social media, right? You want to share video on your email list, you can do that. You want to get them to come and see you at a gallery show or a live art show, whatever, you can do that, right? You're got so much more flexibility on your email. Social media is always changing. There's always new restrictions, and sometimes there's restrictions you don't even know about until it's too late, right? If it's your primary communication with your fans, you're opening yourself up for a disaster, okay? I have seen people lose 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 fans because of some arbitrary rule change on Facebook, okay? Just be careful. Think about the engagement, right? If you put a post on your Facebook page, 1 to 2% of your fans will see it, maybe 5% if you're lucky. Even on a really bad email list, 5 to 10% of the people on your email list are going to engage with you. A good list, you get 20 to 30. So significantly more people on your list are going to engage with you on email than they are on social. Okay, so it's another good reason. And you don't need to pay for engagement. If you want to get better engagement on Facebook or any other social media, the best way to do that is to run ads, right? You don't need to do that on your email list, right? Yes, you need to pay for your email list. And yes, I know MailChimp is expensive. I'm 100% with you on MailChimp being expensive. And right now, it's the only option. If you're on Art Storefronts, it's the only option. I pay $250 US a month just for my mail list. Okay, is it a good investment? Absolutely. But is it expensive? Ridiculously so. Okay, so, but you don't have to pay for everybody to see. You've got your list. You could send 100 emails in that month. You still get the same price to a degree. There is a restriction in that, but you don't have any restrictions on engagement with your email list like you do on social media. Okay, so that's why email list is the place to focus. Now, growing your email list is the thing that I struggled with, and I think it's one of the things that most artists struggle with. And the issue with growing your email list is that you're so focused on growing your email list, you actually forget to do the thing that's really important, right? The growth is step 1. Step 2 to step 150 or 150,000 is building a relationship with your audience, right? We're so focused on growing our list, we forget to build relationships with them because the growing is hard. So we take the stress out of the growing, okay? When you're focused on doing it, what you're doing is it's costing you money, it's costing you time, and it's costing you a bigger lost opportunity because you're not putting your energy, your focus, and your strength into just communicating with your fans, right? And that's why we help other artists grow their email list, okay? So you can focus on building relationships because the building relationships is the thing that's going to sell you more than anything else, okay? We take the stress out of it. It makes it so it's something that you can spend a few minutes a month on because we do all the work and it makes it easier for you, right? We make it painless by managing the entire process for you. We create, maintain your audiences and your ads, okay? We set up your lead generation page for you every month. We make it as easy as possible, okay? In addition, we do dedicated training. So this session we're doing today, it's a 30-minute session. Each month for our members, we do a 60 to 90-minute long session and a 30 to 60-minute follow-up Q&A every month. Okay, that's free for all of our members. That's included only for our members. We also have a private Facebook group, very small group, where our members can have a safe space to ask questions of each other and ask questions of me and share their experiences. We have a full library of training because we do 2 training sessions a month. All of those sessions, if you join today, you have access to all of the last 6-9 months worth of training today. All right, that's how it works. And we also do one-on-one, me and you do a quarterly deep dive session where we focus on you and your business. Right? That's what our members get. So if you're interested in that, then that's something we can talk about. For those of you who want to focus on getting sales this week, all right? You need sales this week, next month to survive. So what do? I'm going to tell you straight out that if you're going to rely on online, it's not going to work. So you need to get out and do face-to-face stuff. Art fairs, markets, group shows, that sort of stuff is a great starting point. Banging on doors. Now, I mentioned earlier, I sell more of my landscape work. That one there in the corner is mine. I sell more of my landscape work to businesses than anything else. Last week, I helped one of my clients move offices. He's a doctor, he's an orthopedic surgeon. He does hands from the wrist up. That's all he does, right? So him and his business partner, they've moved rooms. So the week before, I packed up all their old art, including stuff that wasn't mine, because customer service is so important to me. I helped them pack up their old office. I stored them here in my office for a week. And then after they moved into the new office, I went and installed all the art in the new office, which I've done for free. So I spent a day and a half doing the new installation, right? But at the same time, we worked out the new art that they need. How much was the new art that we need to put in their office? $14,000, all right? So that one customer has already spent $7,000 or $8,000. There's another $14,000 coming in the next week, right? I have 2 hospitals that I work with. One hospital, we've almost finished. There's 4 more pictures to go in that hospital. They will have spent in excess of $100,000 on art for one hospital. I'm working on the second hospital at the moment. We've put about $15,000 worth of art in there straight away, okay? So doctors, veterinarians, small hospitals, medical practices that have waiting rooms, that have treatment rooms. Now, I'll tell you a really cool thing. So this guy's he's a hand surgeon. So most of the work they do in a proper hospital, you know, under anesthetic and all of that, but they do some minor procedures in his rooms, right? So in the room, they have a little medical suite where they do minor procedures. We've got 2 pictures on the wall. So no matter which way, because if you work, the bed is against the wall. So if he's working on your left hand, then you have to have your head pointed this way. If you work on the right hand, your head gets pointed that way. There's a picture on both walls, right? But the other thing we've done is we put a picture on the ceiling, right? So that they've got something to look at. There's something to look at, distracts them from the fact that they're having someone cut open their hand or do whatever else is going on, right? Little things like that make a huge difference. All of you as artists can do this today. Start banging on doors. Go into places where you know there's nothing on the walls and talk to them. Restaurants, hotels, B&Bs. Now, I've listed those next because those places don't like to pay as much, right? Doctors, hospitals, and things like that, they make a lot more money. They're happy to pay a bit more. My average print that I put in a doctor's surgery or a hospital is $1,000. All right, that's where I focus my efforts. Face-to-face is the key for quicker sales right now, but it's not scalable. And this is the key. You can't scale face-to-face. It's time consuming, but it's far more immediate than online sales. So if you need money in the bank today, do face-to-face. Go and bang on doors, okay? Talk to as many people as you possibly can, and you'll get a lot of no's, but you will eventually start getting yeses, right? You get one yes, that snowballs, right? When you get a yes, you feel better. When you feel better, you project yourself better, you sell more, okay? If you need to start making money right now, don't rely on an online sale. focus on face-to-face and have the online sales being the future for you in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years time, all right? I'm trying to grow a $1 million a year business so that when we get to that point and we need to slow down, Natalie and myself, we've already got the money coming in and it's going to keep snowballing from there. Do I have any strategies for banging on doors? I think that's what you're saying, Jennifer. Do I have any strategies, books to read? No. I'll give you one place to look. This is the place that I find my energy, right? And I find the most real, the least BS. Gary V, right? I'm sure most of you have heard of him before. His full name is Gary Vaynerchuk, but Gary V, just Google him. Honestly, Gary V, I think he's probably one of the smartest marketers out there, but he's absolutely no BS, okay? And his thing is, right, you've got no money, if you've got no money, you've got time, right? Use that time to invest. Spend that time banging on doors. If you've got money, then use that money wisely, okay? So I'm coming to the end and I'm already over time, 5 minutes over time. We did start a few minutes late, but I'm over time. So next steps are keeping it really simple. If you've worked with me before, right, and you would like to have a conversation about working together, drop me an email. You've all got my email. If you haven't worked with me before, then book an artist suitability call. We can talk about you and your business and whether I can help you, right? If I can't help you, I'm going to say straight out, you're not ready. Let's talk again in 6 months. Or no, you're not ready for this reason. Okay, I'm going to help you, right? I understand how hard this is. So I'm just going to drop this in both comments, but if you want to have a conversation, let's start a conversation. I don't want you to sign up today and start paying me money today. What I want to do is have a conversation. For those of you who've worked with me before, you've got my email address. I've just included it again. Just drop me an email. We'll have a conversation on the email. If we need to get on a call, we get on a call. If you've never worked with me before, let's have a conversation on email. If you look for my name in Small Wins, you look for my name on social media, or look for the business name, Lead Generation for Artists, Google us, right? Look at our Facebook, look at our Instagram, look at our TikTok. I do these videos we're doing a Facebook reel or Instagram reel every second day. Same on TikTok, right? Happy to help you with growing your business. And even if it's me just pointing you in the right direction, something that I can't help you with immediately, but someone else can help you, I'm happy to do that, right? I'm going to do another one of these sessions again in 4 weeks. So keep an eye on the Facebook group or your email for the next session and the details. I'm going to try and do these once a month, just a quick session, focus on something unique and provide value for you, all right? But if you need to make money today, then you need to work on face-to-face, okay? However you do that, whether you bang on doors of businesses or you go and do art fairs or whatever else it is, if you need to grow your business to provide income for you to do the other things, then you need to do face-to-face, okay? I'm happy to help you with online, but remember and understand that online is a long-term strategy, okay? Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Some really good questions. And, if I missed any questions, Camilla, let's have it. I'm going to drop you an email, Camilla. I think I'll answer that in more detail as far as how do you know where you're at. I don't want to keep dragging this session out any longer, but how do you know where you're at? I will drop that in an email to Camilla. And yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Any questions, drop me an email or sign up for a call and we can have a chat. Have a lovely evening and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.